Welcome to DreamShare, a bi-weekly podcast where we talk about dreams, share dreams we've had, and figure out what they could mean. I'm your host, Sarah Strunk, and I'm here with my co-host and my brother, Christopher. Hello, brother.
You sounded a little confused that I was your brother in that intro.
Are we sure?
Okay, fair point. But we're pretty sure. We're pretty sure. I'm pretty confident that we're siblings.
You can never be too sure.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but no, you got a
We
question.
both came out of the same place.
We weren't there to see it, though, so...
Okay, well, that's a good point. There's no video proof.
Ugh.
Anyway,
Thanks, Mom and Dad. Anyway, today we are talking all about recurring dreams, which can get deep and quite frightening. Actually, just kidding. They're not very scary. But as I was researching, I also stumbled into a survey done by Amerisleep, which is actually a mattress company. I don't know why. They did a series of surveys on this. But they did a series of surveys in 2016 where they surveyed about 20,000, not 20,000, 2,000. Sorry, I can't do math or read in general. But they surveyed about 2,000 U.S. residents, and they asked different questions that ranged from trying to figure out people's sleeping habits to their dreaming habits. But one of the surveys was, what are the most common recurring dreams? I have the top 5, but I just want to see if, you could guess a couple. And I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
okay. I'm going to list these in any order.
Any order.
Chasing dreams.
Correct.
Dreams with teeth or something, like teeth falling out. Test dreams, like you're failing a test. Or dreams where you're naked. Or dreams where you die.
Wait. You're naked, in front of people? Or you're just, having a fun time?
I think the recurring dream is where you're, not having a fun time. Where you're, giving a presentation and then you're naked.
Yes, you were correct on a couple of those.
A couple?
Number 2, yeah.
I shoot for 100% here.
You got probably 75% correct.
Well, that's close enough. Whatever.
You missed a few. You did good. I was surprised. Number 2 is chasing dreams, so you got that one. I guess I should go in order. Number 1 is falling dreams, which I feel like everyone has. When you're just laying in bed and you're softly...
I don't have those.
What?
Yeah, I don't have falling dreams.
You've never as you're falling asleep, you've never flinched and woken yourself up because you're falling in a dream?
No. I had a dream last night that included falling, but it wasn't oh my gosh, I'm falling and I wake up. It was I'm on a spaceship. The spaceship is hurling toward Earth. Oh my God, good thing I've got this parachute. And then I jumped out the window of the spaceship and pulled the parachute and I landed on a rock and there was a shark with a really tiny mouth and he was trying to eat me and I was punching him in the nose and I was like, back shark. But other than that, no falling.
Huh. I once had a dream where I was it was as I was kind of going from the awake state into the sleepy state. So it wasn't a full out dream. But I, when you lean on cars, you're trying to be cool and you put one of your hands on the car and try to lean on it.
No.
Well, I was trying to do that and I leaned into the car and I went through the car. So I fell through the car like I was a ghost. And then I flinched and I woke myself up because I shook my whole bed.
Yeah, I don't think that's happened. I don't think that's happened to me.
Ask Dad, too, because I've definitely seen Dad on the couch wake himself up by flinching.
Are you sure that wasn't just a fart?
Number 2 is being chased. I don't think I've ever had a chase dream.
You have 800 dreams recorded.
That's true. The probability of me having a chase dream somewhere in there is higher than I think it is.
I've definitely had this. I've definitely had dreams where I'm being chased. I had one last week.
When?
Well, last week. I said I had one last week.
Oh. Okay, we'll just move on. Number 3, being back in school. Number 4, being unprepared for a test or important event. And number 5, flying.
Okay, Sarah, I have to confess about something. I looked up some of these facts. I also have this list.
No!
And I still got some wrong.
That's okay. You're fact-checking me.
Is there teeth on your list? I have teeth on mine.
There is, but I only wrote down the top 5. I think teeth was at the bottom of the list.
Teeth was near the bottom of my list as well.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Now, I tried to look up what recurring dreams mean, just in general, And I got a mix of answers. Some people believe if you have a recurring dream, it represents a specific problem that you're not facing, and it will go away. You won't have it anymore once you face that problem. However, I don't agree with that. But I do agree with, I read in a Psychology Today article that recurring dreams don't necessarily indicate a specific problem, but they do or can indicate the presence of a persistent conflict. And like the central theme of your dream could be a way to either face that or play it out, or I don't know, your brain's just telling you like, hey, you should probably face this thing.
Did you read anything about recurring, not the dream itself, but I've had dreams where an element is reoccurring, but the dream itself is different, but there's something in the dream where I'm like, well, that's the same. Why is that here? That's weird.
No, I haven't read anything on that.
Okay.
That's really interesting. I didn't find anything about that.
I didn't find anything either.
Wait, but what, like, does your element mean anything?
I'll tell you about it after my dream.
Okay. Ready to whoosh?
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep. Whoosh. Sorry, wait, I went first there.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
I'll do a countdown.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Whoosh. Still off. That's okay. Let's go.
It was just a regular night. I was going to bed, as I would on any other regular night. My mom tucked me into my bunk bed and left my room, closing the door on her way out. It wasn't too dark. I had all my blinds open, and the moon was pretty bright, so I could see, like, most of my room. Suddenly, someone knocked on my door. 8-year-old Christopher's thinking, it's my mom! But then there was another knock. And then the door slowly started to open. Well, it's not my mom, thought 8-year-old Christopher. Standing at the foot of my bed was a giant hot dog. The hot dog walked toward me. It didn't have any facial features, but he did smile at me. The hot dog grabbed me by the legs. Whoa! Lifted me in the air and put me in a hot dog bun. I'm allergic to gluten. No! He pulled out some condiments, ketchup and mustard. Well, actually, I don't really like mustard. Then he lifted me up, whoa, put my head in his mouth. Oh no! And took a bite.
So the hot dog made you into a hot dog in order to eat you.
Yeah.
Isn't that cannibalism?
I never thought of it that way. I was too scared of the hot dog.
I mean, that's terrifying. The part that really got me was when you said it had no facial features, but it smiled.
Yeah, it just had a mouth. Like, it had a mouth, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, like, very big teeth with a very big mouth. And then, like, the hot dog itself wasn't in a bun. The hot dog just walked in my room with its, like, arms and legs and then, like, opened its mouth and smiled, like, showing all of its teeth. And that was really scary. But that was a recurring dream that I had when I was younger.
What do you think it means?
I don't know. The only thing I thought to look up was what do hot dogs mean in dreams? And this is from dreammoods.com. It says, to see or eat a hot dog in your dream is a phallic symbol representing masculinity, sexual energy, and vigor. Alternatively, a hot dog refers to simple and short-lived pleasures. So I don't think 8-year-old me was thinking about hot dogs as phallic symbols.
Oh my God.
But I don't know.
I don't know what I expected a hot dog to mean, but that was definitely not what I expected.
Really?
No.
You gotta think more inside the box, Sarah.
I guess. I guess what I thought was like, you could have had a hot dog at a barbecue when you were little, and it could have been like a really traumatic experience if you dropped it on the ground and then mom was like, oh, throw away the hot dog, you dropped it in the dirt. Like, that could have been really traumatic for 8-year-old Chris. So then the hot dog would be like the figure or symbol in your dream to represent that unresolved trauma from the 4th of July picnic.
Okay, interesting theory. I have no memory. It could have happened. I don't know. I do think it probably had something to do with mascots, because I don't like mascots or people dressed up in big costumes.
That's true. We went to Disney World, I don't know, with Tracy, our stepmom's family, because they live in Florida.
In Florida,
and you were not having it.
No, I don't, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of people dress it. Except, like, Fat Pikachu. Like, Fat Pikachu's cute.
It's the not seeing their faces for me. It's a little creepy.
Yeah, so it could have been that. That's probably what it was.
I like the mascot theory.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I mean, I also really like the first theory, but that's not...
8-year-old Chris is just thinking about hot dogs. Like, oh, yeah, I would love me some hot dogs right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so before I told that, I mentioned reoccurring, like, items or something, or, like, themes. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 things. One of them, it takes place in a rundown, multi-storied apartment building in New York City, and it's, like, full of bad guys, and, like, I have to fight my way to the top.
Ooh.
And the theme and location of that dream is the recurring part, but the dream plays out differently every time.
Have you ever been to this place?
No, not that I know of. And that's also another thing. Like, now that I'm writing down my dreams, I don't know if I actually have a lot of recurring dreams. So I had this other dream where it took place in an abandoned hotel. And at the end of the dream, I was in, like, one of the top floor rooms, and it was really cold and windy, and there was snow blowing in, and there was a frozen bathroom. And when I looked at the frozen bathroom, I was like, why is that here? I know that. I know what that is. I know where that is. I know what that's from. And then I woke up and I was like, it was the bathroom again. But a couple days later, I'm like thinking about this bathroom. I was writing down my dreams, and I can't remember any other dream that had this bathroom. Am I just dreaming, waking up, falling back asleep, dreaming the same dream, waking up, falling back asleep, continuing that dream? Because that happens. Am I just doing that? And then I wake up and I go, oh my God, it's a recurring dream. Like, I don't know. I'll find out in time as time goes on. But I think that's potentially what's happening, because both the New York City apartment building, like, fight scene and the frozen bathroom, I was like, oh, what the heck? I've been here before. Like, again? Like, we're doing this again?
Huh.
But I can't remember those other than, like, a couple weeks ago.
Maybe you've dreamt up this place, and then your brain just has linked the place to the feeling of deja vu.
Yeah, like, maybe it's that.
I've had that before, too, where I wake up and I was like, I didn't have this exact dream, but I definitely have had a dream similar to it before.
Yeah, so I don't know.
But I can't think of an example off the top of my head.
As I write down my dreams, I'm excited to hopefully see recurring elements or something like that, because I was so positive when I filmed myself after I woke up. I was like, it happened again. And then now I'm like,
wow.
No, I think that was the only time it happened. But just to be clear, the hot dog dream was recurring.
I remember you telling that since you were 8. I remember hearing that.
Yeah, that was recurring. I also had a dream where, like, my family members kept getting hit by buses.
Oh!
That was recurring as well.
Oh my gosh.
That was upsetting.
That is upsetting.
Anyway, that was all I wanted to ponder.
Wow. That was really interesting. That was very deep, psychological. I'm sure there's some person out there going, yes, this is exactly what it means, knowing Chris from the first episode and now this one. They're looking into it far deeper than we are.
Yeah, they've known me for like 40 minutes potentially. And they're like, no, here's your problem. And I'm like, no, you're probably right.
You know, I can't wait for people to start commenting and talking with us about our dreams. I know at some point I'm going to regret saying that, because someone's probably going to be like, yeah, I'm a hater. Blah, 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 blah.
It's going to be Mom.
But you know, that's okay, because Mom's going to comment being like, that's not what it meant.
You're dumb.
I dressed up as a hot dog in the middle of the night. It was me. It wasn't a dream.
Oh, that would be so scary.
Oh, that would be.
I don't like that image you've put in my head.
You never know. Mom has secrets. Going back to what you said about recurring elements, I've never had dreams with recurring elements in them, but I have had 3 different types of recurring dreams. So I'll share one now, and then we can talk about the others.
Okay.
Whoosh. Yeah, it's okay. We'll never be the same on, what is it called? Togetherness.
Oh my God, just read your dream.
Okay. So I had a dream where I was pregnant and I was going to the hospital to have a baby, but no one was really there. There was no father. There wasn't even a father, just not in the picture. There was literally no father to the baby. It was like immaculate conception. So I go to the hospital, and I'm like in the hospital, I'm waddling around because, you know, I'm round. And I go to the room, and there's like a party happening in the room. There's a couple other people besides the doctors and nurses, and everyone's just kind of chilling out. So I like sit down and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to have this baby. And then I start seeing flashes of light.
Flash, 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 flash.
I see flashes of like people and faces, the doctors and nurses and family members. And then pop, the baby is born. So then after I have this baby, they take it and put it on the couch because there's no like little tray that they normally put babies on. They just literally sit the baby on a couch. And the baby is like full grown, maybe a year old at this point. I don't know how. And I am all of a sudden really depressed and like I can't look at this baby. And the only thing that's running through my head is, oh my gosh, I'm 21 years old and I have a kid. Like this is not good. I now have to face my consequences. But really there were no consequences because there was no father. So like what even happened? I don't even know. So I walk over to the baby and mom's there and mom holds the baby. And I look at the baby and it has these bright green eyes and a full head of hair. But it looks like a cabbage. Like its head is as round as a cabbage. And mom's like, come on, you gotta hold your baby. Like, you'll love your baby. And I was like, no, this sucks. I don't want to have a baby. So then I pick up the baby and then I instantly fall in love. Because it was such a little small cabbage baby. And it was very cute. Or he was very cute. Or she was, I don't know what it was. Baby was cute. And then the nurse came up behind me and dumped a jug of soft soap down my pants. Then I woke up.
Okay, I would like to point out, I'm pretty sure they don't just put the baby on a tray.
They have those little bucket things.
I don't think you're giving birth to a baby and they put the baby in a bucket.
No.
Or like a lunch tray? You think they're just like, they got a plastic lunch tray there and they're like, yeah, throw them on there.
No, they have those little, the clear buckets like that they sometimes transport exotic fish in around aquariums. And they put the baby in there and then they like suck all the boogers out and wipe the cottage cheese off the heads and stuff.
I don't think the baby has cottage cheese on it. I think we're both confused about childbirth.
Well, it's not cottage cheese. It's not actually cottage cheese. That's not where cottage cheese comes from. But a cottage cheese is a nicer way of saying like the juices.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right.
That's not where cottage cheese comes from. Let's be clear.
I don't like cottage cheese. Anyway. So that's recurring?
Well, not that specific, but I have had dreams before where I'm pregnant and there is no one. Like, no one has caused this baby inside
So even
of me.
in your dreams, you're alone.
I think I was wondering, because I started thinking about it last night and I was like, am I afraid of men?
Well, I don't know, Sarah. Are you?
Am I just erasing them out of my dreams? Because I'm like, I don't need it. I don't need you to create life that I don't even want right now. Is that depressing? Is that too depressing? Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
To my other recurring dreams, I have 3 major recurring dreams. That's one of them, being pregnant without anyone else. The second one is driving and the brakes give out. So like I'll be driving the car and I'll push down on the brake and my foot will be touching the floor, like flooring the brake, and the car will still keep rolling, but it will roll really slowly until I hit something or I hit another car and cause that car to crash or roll down a hill into a snowbank and flip upside down, and then the neighbor comes out and yells at me.
That was rather specific. Which part of that was recurring? Just the brake?
The brakes.
Okay.
I did have that dream the other week.
Gotcha.
It was actually my real neighbor, and I told my neighbor about it, and they were like, ha, that's pretty funny. I'm glad you didn't actually crash my car. And I was like, me too. And then my third reoccurring dream is collapsing, where like I'll be like in a battle, or I'll be fighting someone or saving someone or running away, and I'll just expel all of my energy or all of my power, and I'll just collapse on the ground and be like, like, you know, in movies when they make those breathing sounds.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But anyway, so those are my 3. And I guess I kind of think the driving the brakes one is a little bit of a giveaway for me, where it's like you need to let go of control. You have to release your control of stopping the car and just let it crash.
Oh, well, I thought it was the opposite, because then you don't have control, and you're like, hey, just FYI, you generally want to control the car. So if you're comparing the car to your life and you're saying, I just need to let go, I'm not sure that's the message from this dream, Sarah.
Well, no, here's the thing, though. It's like if you're trying so hard to stop the car and it's not working, then your only other option is to just let go.
You could pull the emergency brake, probably.
No, because I tried doing that in one of my dreams and it still wouldn't stop. So see, that signals to me that it's like you are trying to gain control in a situation where you cannot absolutely gain control. Which reflects, at least right now, I think it's the pandemic. We all want to have control over something, and that is such an unknown situation that no one single person can get control over. So it's like, I have to release the want to have control over that in order to not have this dream anymore.
Well, that'll be interesting in 3 years if you still have this dream.
I will keep you updated.
Yeah, please do.
But then...
Oh, wait. I have a question. Do you have these written down multiple times then?
Yes.
Can you look back and you're like, oh, there's that one. There's that one again. Oh, there's that one.
Yes, I have my dreams in a place that, it sounds really magical.
Yeah,
I have my dreams in a place.
Isn't it just a notepad file?
It's Notepad, but I can Command F and search. So I can search like keywords like collapsing, pregnant, brakes, and it will pull up every dream I've had that has those words in it.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Okay, I want to do that one day.
It's exciting because then like also...
I'll be like, icy bathroom.
Frozen bathroom.
Yeah.
It's also fun because like I have a lot of dreams about people, and generally if I have a dream about a person, I will tell them and be like, hey, you were in my dream last night, and I'll text them or call them or whatever. But it's interesting to go back and do the Command F search and type in like names of people. Like I could type in your name or brother or your initials, and I can get every single dream that you've been in.
Yikes. I do not want that. And here's a dream where I pushed you off a cliff.
Oh!
And here's a dream where I pushed you in front of a bus. And here's a dream where I dressed up as a hot dog and I ate you.
No, that was Mom.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
It is kind of fun. I do highly recommend writing down your dreams. And eventually you'll have a lot of them to look back on.
Yay.
Yay. With that said, let's move on to our last segment, where we share a dream submitted from someone in our community. So this dream comes in from Andy, who writes, I had a really dumb dream last night. It was one of those going back to school dreams, even though I haven't been in school for several years. But instead of going back to high school, or maybe college, my dream had me going back to 4th grade. My dream self was sitting in a tiny desk in a tiny elementary school classroom and thinking, why am I here? I have a bachelor's degree. This class is going to be so easy. Then, as is typical of a 4th grade class, we talked about school shootings. It was very emotional. Then class was over and it was time to go to math. Except I didn't know where my classroom was, so I was running all around the school looking for my class. I didn't know the room number or the teacher's name, so it was pretty hard to find, but eventually I somehow stumbled into the correct room. My math teacher was a guy who was really into barbecue. So into barbecue, in fact, that he had shopping carts full of bread, sliced bread, hamburger buns, hot dog buns in the back of the classroom. The desks were crowded towards the front of the room to make space for all these shopping carts. I was a little late, so I missed the beginning of what he said, but I did catch, every day at the start of class, I'm going to give you barbecue. Here, take some bread. And he tossed a whole package of hamburger buns at some kid in the middle row. I quickly looked for a seat. The only ones open were in the back by the bread, and got ready for class. Right before the dream ended, my math teacher was scolding 2 female students for violating the dress code. Not because they were wearing any revealing clothing, but because their sleeves and hair were too long and they would get barbecue sauce on them. I woke up very upset that I had to retake the 4th grade.
Oh my god. I love that sitting in 4th grade just going, I shouldn't be here. I have a bachelor's degree.
What am I doing here? I love the dress code.
And all the bread.
Oh my god, loads and loads of bread.
Andy loves bread, so.
Really? Andy's one of our friends, by the way.
Yeah, he loves bread. I mean, who doesn't love bread?
I love bread.
Bread's great. But I like that he's got shopping carts full of bread in his dream.
Hey, if somebody said, come to class, I'll give you barbecue and bread every day, I'd show up.
But just make sure you have short hair.
Yeah, and not long sleeves. Thanks again, Andy, for sending that in. If you have a dream that you want to share, you can email it to us at dreams.dreamshare@gmail.com, and we might share it on the podcast. Check us out on Instagram at DreamShare Podcast. You can find us wherever you're listening right now, along with Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Google Play. And if you liked what you heard, we'd love for you to share it with someone. You don't have to know them, but you can share it. Thanks for tuning in. Sweet dreams.